All right, guys, you were gonna come with me on my way to work because it's still a pretty new motor build here, and it's got that weird noise happening. So let's see how she do. I also feel a puff of air coming through there. Oh yeah, I feel air coming through the head, like where the head gasket is and stuff. Hope it's okay. We'll see. Let her warm up a little. Yeah, I felt that puff of air right on my leg. I don't feel it anymore. So, I hope that's good. Had a really good heat cycle yesterday, so. Don't know. Let's see if we can take a quick look, see what's... Oh yeah, definitely the exhaust gasket. That's what splattered out and hit me. It's on my leg. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but this whole side of the gasket on top here just got blown out. Boy, I'm trying to rack my head what I could throw in there to get me home. All right, guys, well, I'm here. I gotta get changed up. All right, guys, we're on our way home. Either way, we are pedaling.
A few inches later.
There we go. Just a tiny bit of throttle, trying to gain some speed. Because this is way better than pedaling. Might be out of fuel because I'm leaning to the right like this, because that's where the gas pickup is in the tank. I think it's out of fuel. Oh, that stinks. I definitely thought I had enough. The length I'll go to not have to pedal. You all know this corner, we're home. We did it! Oh, we did it. We did it, Tweaker, we did it! Good girl. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. We have a very special video coming at you right now. So basically what happened is the case broke. So this is Paul's motor. I already started ripping it down. This is what happened. It broke right off. See it? Just snapped right off. Now, mind you, there is two holes. This is the one we were using. This is the stock one. So originally this motor was on the Mongoose, which was fine, but the Mongoose has a very large frame, a big down tube. Well, on the Mongoose it would have been good because this the radius of the motor extensions on the end, if you remember. So this was not on the Mongoose because he got into that accident I told you about, and on the new bike, a bike that was just easier to build a motor on. So that frame, the down tube on that, is much smaller and thinner and easier to put a motor on. So what I think happened is the down tube only filled 3/4 of this. It didn't go all the way to the edge where I ground it out for the Mongoose frame. And I think just the stress with the poor mold and forming with the air bubbles in it and stuff, because it cracked right where there's a ton of air bubbles. I think since there was no pressure and it was just all relied on just that, had nothing to push against. Like if you have something to push against, you're going to be stronger. But if my fingers are just sitting out here and someone's pulling on them, it's going to be easy. But try to push them through my fist, you won't be able to push these fingers through the fist. But push them from here to the fist, it'd be no problem because they're only so strong. And that's the same principle about what happened here with this. So what I told him I was going to try to do, because he's got to get to work in about 4 hours, he's got to be at work. So I told him I'd try to JB weld this on. I also told him I'll probably just drill this out the rest of the way and tap it. And he left and got a ride home with his wife. And then I started thinking, you know, he just wants to get to work tonight. And then tomorrow, we'll drop it off after work and we'll go about it the correct way. The correct way being a new case. So I don't feel confident with doing that. And then him being, you know, halfway to work, the JB weld is not going to hold like I want it to. I'm really comfortable doing it. So I'm going to try to super quick switch out this case in a couple hours so he can get to go to work. Now that's honestly pretty easy. The problem that I'm going to have doing it, we're not really a problem, but what's going to take some time is I got to port the case to match the cylinder and blah, 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 blah. There's a lot to do. So let me get off of this. Let me get stripping this down because I also got to clean everything because it's covered in gas and oil. This is such an oddball thing to have happen. Like, I've never had a case split like that. Of course, I never had a case where I had to drill it out like this either. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright guys, I'm flying ahead as quick as I can with this. I got the case out. I already case matched it to the cylinder. One side was good, which is super thick, so it just shows how like off-center it was cast from the factory. I just started surfacing it and I knew I'd have a little bit of trouble. You can see it's only catching on the outsides here like always. It shouldn't be that bad. I just got to get it down so that everything is touching, and then that should be it. It is 8:35 and we are, well, this is where we're at. And he's got to have it, I think, by 10:30, so we got 2 hours. I mean, we're doing okay. I'm not worried about it at all. It is officially 10:28. We have a completely new case on his motor, port matched to the cylinder, the rear mount holes drilled and tapped. This had 6mm, obviously we needed to put 8. New gaskets, new sealed, cleaned up, wiped down. I mean, we're good to go, and we're cutting it right to the minute, like the second. So I gotta hightail it out of here. All right, we are out here and getting ready to go to it. open. Or I guess keep your ears open, because we're going to try. Alright guys, she's running, and to be honest, we'll just take it as is, but I feel like it seems lean. It's also revving up high, coming down a little slow. It could be an air leak, but I don't think it is an air leak, to be honest. I think it's lean, because, you know, it's a different case. It's a complete, just straight swap, but like, just a straight swap doesn't mean anything. Well, the needle's all the way down, the clip is all the way up. Let's fatten it up just a little bit. See if it likes that. Let's try it again. Clutch is dragging a little. Do over. Still seems like it's running lean. Stock needle in there, so he needs to get to work in the next few minutes, so I should do just fine to get back and forth to work for today. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching. Johnny's quick 24-hour turnaround. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Like, subscribe, all that. See you in the next one. Peace. Real quick, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in. As always, this has nothing to do with one of the last videos or whatever. I might just toss this in, I don't know. So I got the special tool I needed to get this shaft out, right? Okay, these don't laugh. These are actually wheels from a stroller, but if you look, they kind of look like my wheels on my daily, right? Except they're 5-spoke, mine are 3-spoke, but they similar shape, black. I think that's awesome. These are plastic. They have new bearings and stuff. The ones on my bike are spoked and don't, but I already took the wheels, they're already off. These work good. There's no noise coming from the bearings or anything. I just want the look of the mag looking wheel. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be strong enough. We'll see. It should be. I don't care anything that crazy. So I want to see if this is no good. I want to see if the other shafts, the stock ones, will fit in here, so it's just easy. Otherwise I gotta make something to make it work. Either way, not a big deal. So cool, right? I think so. I think it's pretty cool. I didn't have one, so I went and bought one. They're like little pins. I forget the name of the actual thing, but it's 2 little clamps that you have to spread apart and take off. Okay, it's like a reverse C-clip, whatever. So I was gonna do this and then work on the 50cc because I'm super excited that I get to work on the 50cc. And I went out, I ordered new tires for my bike because I've been getting flats like crazy because the rear tire is so thin, and I finally have a couple dollars from working that I can buy them. So I bought really good tires. They're not here. They won't be here till like Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever, no big deal. So I went out and I put my rear tire, my front tire, my front tire, my rear tire, because the front tire was better. This way it's on the rear because it carries a lot of weight between me and the bike and the bag, everything. Great. So I took it out, put new rear brakes on. I'm like, yeah, man, everything's running great. It's all greased up. It's just aligned. Everything's smooth. Boom. So I'm letting it warm up because, you know, steel sleeve, blah, blah, blah. Letting it warm up. Didn't even get on it yet. I just went around the block. I hit the gas a little bit, half throttle, going up the hill, pulling hard. What? Motor blew. I didn't take it apart yet. Kind of got really discouraged almost instantaneously. It did still run, but it has low compression, so I'm not sure what happened. I'm thinking maybe the piston cracked. That's the only thing I can come up with. I didn't crack it open. I don't want to bother taking it off because I don't have any way to fix it, because if it is the piston, it's at the mailbox, and the mailbox is not here. It's in Somerset, and I don't have a way to get there at the moment, so no matter what, I need a way to get there. Also, need a way to get to work. So, kind of stuck. Except, I got this in the mail. I'm sure you guys remember. I'm going to go back to my roots with my YD100. They are my favorite motor. So I'm going to take that apart. I'm going to throw it on my YD100 bottom end. I'm going to slap it all together hopefully tonight, and maybe in the morning wake up extra early and throw it on the bike and hope that it works. Don't know if it's gonna, but I'm not going to leave it stock. Obviously, I got to do a little bit of port work. I got a case match and all this. I got a lot of freaking work to do before I even get to do the work. Right. But no matter what, because I'm probably just going to take an Uber tomorrow and never get this done, I'm going to do this because this is something I've been wanting to do. I bought the tool today and I just want to do it. So I'm going to get this done. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing. I got to take this out. I think the shaft for that will fit in here, and if it does, then I have the stock a hookup into the trailer and I don't have to worry about anything else. So I'll let you know how this goes. I'll obviously let you know how that goes, and we'll see where I go. Okay guys, so I finished my mag wheels. Everything fit in there good. I forgot to show you, but I put the tires on and everything. So I moved on to the next problem at hand. The next problem at hand is, out of nowhere, I told you my motor blew up on my daily. I hear a rattle inside the motor. That's definitely not good. Out of nowhere, 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 I told you my motor blew up on my daily. I just finished building that. I'm pretty upset. So what I was gonna do is I was gonna really quickly throw the YD100 top end I got from Build Break Fix onto one of my, I don't know, 4 or 5 YD bottom ends. So I dug them out, and I had one that I fixed, and I put it on the bike, and it was running great, and I took it off because it started having like a tapping. This one is a 10mm wrist pin. The other ones that I have are all 13 or 12mm wrist pin. I think 12mm wrist pins. So I took it apart real quick. Okay, you see it only has 2 of the bolts in. So I took it apart and I wanted to see what was going on, because this one is completely decked out, worked. I did all the port work, and I did it a while ago when I didn't know as much, but this one has all the stuff that I would do to a YD100. So basically everything on this motor was done, and done decent. Okay, not great, but decent. And I took it off because I got crazy discouraged because of what happened. So with that being said, check the squish on this. I have to check on intake and exhaust side because I have the piston ramped to get the 120 transfers. So I had to use 2 pieces of solder, one on intake side and one on exhaust side, you know, held across from each other like this so that they would squish at the same time, and it wouldn't rock and give me a more accurate. So this is the squish. That's what I thought the problem was. Okay, that's why I'm showing you that. I thought the problem was the squish. The problem is not the squish. I already took it off, so I already know what the problem is. You see the piston? It's all chewed up, gnarled. So there was definitely something in there rattling around. Now, this cylinder is horrible looking inside. It's almost embarrassing to even show you, to be honest. This is back when I was still really learning and didn't know much. Okay, I was just really getting into it. I would protect the cylinder now, but I have nicks in the actual cylinder. So how long is this going to work? I don't know, but my very first YD100 was like this, and it worked for a long time. But basically what happened, can you see in there? This wall, the transfer wall, you can't see it, but I can feel it. It broke off. So the transfer wall was breaking off. See up at the top where the thing got away from me? The Dremel got away from me? So how long is this going to be good for? Who knows? I don't really want to just throw it out. Like, I'll probably get a couple thousand miles out of it, I'm assuming. Because this motor is basically ready to go, except for that issue. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that cylinder wall really scares me with how much I nicked it. Might be a complete waste of time, but you can see where there's one spot where I didn't nick it, and whatever was rattling around in there, which ended up being the transfer wall, I found out. This would solve a lot of problems for me by slapping it together and getting me to work. So right now, that's the problem. I mean, either way I look at it, this thing is pretty much trashed because of those nicks. I'm in a rush to get this done, and when you rush, it never comes out right. I do have Uber to work tomorrow and Uber home, and then I have tomorrow night, half a Tuesday. That's more than enough time to get the cylinder right. This cylinder, man, I mean, as much as I would love to use it, I really think I'm wasting my time. So what I could do is take the new cylinder, port it, put it on here, and have a new top end with no real issues.